3-2 win at West Ham. Were you surprised at all by the starting 11 that Mourinho put out there first time out?
Not at all, and I think the least surprising for all of us was that Eric Dyer was starting that game. We all knew that he would bring Dyer in to make this team a bit more solid, or at least try to make the team a bit more solid. Not that I thought was a good thing, because Dyer, I thought, had a Dyer game, to be fair. Maybe because he hadn't played much this season and hadn't started in midfield for a very long time. But you knew that Mourinho would do that. He would play with two proper defensive midfielder in Winks and Dyer. And then for the rest, on the starting 11, I had no surprises. The way they played, a little bit. I liked the fact that when they had the ball, Aurier took the whole, played as a sort of right wing back, and Son as a left wing back many ways, with Davis staying with his two centre backs as well. I liked the way Dele Alli played just behind Kane. So there was a few little tweaks that you could see, but Mourinho only had 2 days of training sessions with his team, so all this is very new. But you could see already, I thought, a little bit of tweaking there and there. However, we need a bit more time to see exactly the Mourinho touch on this squad.
Yeah, it's almost the first perfect first game for Mourinho, wasn't it? 60 minutes.
It was a perfect opponent.
And then it was, because West Ham had lost 5 of the last 7,
right.
and they were an Ara team going in the wrong direction. That being said, Spurs hadn't won away in the league since January, so it's hardly ideal. New manager bounce and all that, so no great surprise. I was a little bit surprised that Dyer played. Not for any other reason that Jules talked about, is because I know Mourinho likes him. I know he wants a physical presence in there, but he has looked so unfit and so immobile recently because he's been out of the team. And he looked like that again during the game, that I thought this would be at least a little bit too quick for him, but he's thrown him in there. He certainly looked rusty, but I really liked the way Tottenham played. I mean, it's early doors. I can't say, this is a Mourinho stamp. I just liked Tottenham look back like their old self. I think when Mourinho looks at it, he'll sit back, and he probably did. He's almost done this before he took the job. He'll look back and say, I've got players here I can work with. I've got a front four I can work with. If I can get the middle of the park and this back line, if I can get a bit of structure in there, I've not got the biggest squad in the world, and Pochettino's touching that, but I've got something that I can work with, and I think that's why there's a little bounce in the Mourinho step.
And yet, Shaka, those final 30 minutes will give him something to moan and complain about.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous how the game ended, especially when it had been going so well. And you're absolutely right. And Mourinho has every right to be upset with the team and how they finished. You don't allow that kind of a lead to slip. It could have been a whole lot worse. But as first games go, you take the 3 points, you take the performance. But again, I hasten to add, one swallow doesn't make a summer, especially against this West Ham team. And as much as we're talking about away game, I have a good friend of mine who's a Spurs fan and relishes in rubbing my nose in it. But he points out that Spurs have now won their last 4 at the Olympic Stadium. Not even West Ham have won 3 in a row at the Olympic Stadium. So this was always going to only go one way.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.